Hi everyone, it's Kat. Today we're going to be talking about menstrual cups, and I'm going to be talking about some of the bad things that I've heard about menstrual cups and how you can overcome them and make having your menstrual cup and using your menstrual cup a pleasurable experience. One of the first things that I have heard about menstrual cups is that they are difficult to insert and remove. So yes, this is what a menstrual cup looks like. It's quite wide, but it's also very flexible. And there will be a separate video on how to insert and remove your menstrual cup, but there are many ways of getting your menstrual cup in. And once you've practiced, because that is the key, practice taking it out and putting it in, it's a doddle really, and you know it's a good thing to try and get to know your body a bit more, I think. So once you've practiced your folding methods, folding different ways, there's a punch down method you can use to fold your cup. Actually, once you've folded it, the size of it is quite small, so it's not a very big thing to get inside your body. Once you've practiced a little bit to get it in a comfortable position for you, it's easy, and it really does get you practicing and getting to know your body, which is really important for us women, I think. Removing your menstrual cup is quite straightforward. In fact, all menstrual cups that I've seen have grip rings on the side and a stem which you can trim if you would like to. I cut mine off because I find the grip rings are adequate to get it out, in and out. You simply grab the base. I usually just stick 2 fingers up like that. Grab the base, pinch it to release the suction, and just carefully pull it out. As I said, it's quite easy once you've practiced a couple of times. So the next thing is using your menstrual cup in public toilets. To be honest, I'm not an expert at this because I'm one of those funny people that will only use public toilets if I have to. So if I'm at university or I'm out and about for the day, I will try to keep my cup in the whole time if I can, so that I can just empty it when I get home. However, it's quite a straightforward process. You go in, wash your hands, because that's really important before you go into the toilet. Pull your menstrual cup out, empty the blood into the toilet. You can clean it with, dry it off with a piece of tissue paper. You can even carry special menstrual cup cleansing wipes in your handbag to use that if you'd rather. And then reinsert your menstrual cup. You don't need to go out of the cubicle to empty your menstrual cup into the sink. No one will thank you for that. Simply empty it down the toilet. If you're worried about blood getting stuck in the toilet and not going down, you can always put down some tissue paper, some toilet tissue, and empty it on top of that, because then you can flush it and the toilet will be nice and clean. People get really funny about the issue of having a reusable item for their periods, and in terms of cleanliness, cleaning it. Cleaning your menstrual cup is really, really important. So at the end of each of your cycles, you need to sterilize your cup. Most menstrual cups come with a pouch as well that you keep it in, and I would always recommend putting this in the laundry and washing it at the end of your cycle as well, on a hot wash with your other laundry, just to keep it nice and clean, especially if it's been in your handbag. Handbags can be a bit, as we all know. Always wash your menstrual cup pouch in ordinary detergent in the washing machine. Keep it clean. And then sterilize your cup. You can do this in 2 different ways, and again I'm going to do another video on this. You can either use a saucepan of boiling water and boil it in there for 5 to 10 minutes. But I wouldn't recommend this method if you share your saucepans with other people in the house, or at least ask their permission first. Not permission, but just ask if they're okay with it. Because if my housemate said to me, oh, do you mind if I use the saucepan to sterilise my menstrual cup, I might say, rather you didn't. If they say no, there's these babies, oh, upside down, Milton tablets. These are used to sterilize things like baby bottles and that kind of thing. So you just take one of these tablets and you dissolve it in some water. You can put this in a Tupperware box, a nice clean Tupperware box, with the Milton solution, and leave it to soak for about half an hour, and that will sterilize your cup perfectly, ready for the next cycle. Toxic shock syndrome, TSS. We all know that there's a risk of toxic shock syndrome with tampons, and a lot of people say there's no danger of toxic shock from using a menstrual cup, but that's not actually true. There is a risk of toxic shock syndrome with anything that you put inside your vagina, whether it be a menstrual cup, a tampon, or a sex toy, or anything like that. However, in the UK, toxic shock syndrome has been reported through the use of tampons about 40 times every year, whereas there has been no reported cases of toxic shock syndrome using a menstrual cup, so that is a good thing. So there is a risk, but it's very small. Some people find that menstrual cups are quite uncomfortable. If you take the time to get to know what you need before you go out and buy your menstrual cup, this will help you a lot. First thing you need to do is you need to work out what kind of flow you have. You can get cups in different sizes. They just have a different capacity. So this one holds about 15 millimetres up to the holes. But you can get ones that hold more than that, and you can get ones that hold less than that. So work out your flow and see what you think. The other thing you could do to work out what kind of cup you might like is to locate your cervix. So if you've got a very low cervix, you might want a shorter cup than if you had a cervix that was quite high inside you. You could get away with a longer cup. A lot of cup companies have different sizes depending on whether or not you've had children. So if you've had a vaginal birth, you may need a bigger cup than if you haven't. And the final thing I've heard about menstrual cups is that you can actually buy latex menstrual cups, but I've only ever seen these made by knockoff people, eBay basically, from China. I would not recommend using a latex menstrual cup for the simple reason that quite a few people are actually allergic to latex. You need your menstrual cup to be made of medical grade silicone or TPE, which stands for thermoplastic elastoma. So those are some of the bad things that I've heard about using menstrual cups, and I hope that I have cleared up any issues that people may have had about using menstrual cups. If you have any other things that you can think of that I haven't talked about today that you're concerned about, if you're considering buying a menstrual cup and that kind of thing, then please ask me. I have a Facebook group, I have an email address, both of which will be linked below, and you can always comment on my video and ask me too. So I hope you found this very helpful today, and I will see you soon. Bye!